Hi, I'm Sue. I'm the founder of Little Green Pigeon CIC and the National Pigeon Advocacy Association. In the last year, I've been touring with my talk, Why We Need to Love Pigeons, speaking at festivals and events. I talk about the pigeons on the streets, why they are there, why they need our help. I also talk about racing pigeons. Despite me now having talked to thousands of people, the most common reaction I still get is, pigeon racing is a thing? Or, what? People still do that? The fact is that pigeon racing is a well-hidden multi-million-pound blood sport. When you see horses or greyhounds being raced, the use and abuse of those animals is right there in front of you. For anyone with compassion, it's easy to see why these cruel sports need to end. But with pigeon racing, well, it's hidden. Thousands of birds die every year, tens of thousands, out of sight, out of mind, in a blood sport that most people don't even realise exists. It's time to expose the truth and call for an end to all animal exploitation, no matter how well it's disguised. I want to share with you a little bit of how pigeon racing works. Pigeons are bred and trained to fly hundreds of miles back to their loft. They're taken so far away, sometimes across the sea, quite often between the Irish and Welsh Channel. It might sound harmless at first. Pigeons love to fly. But here's what really happens. Thousands never make it home. Thousands each month die from exhaustion, starvation, dehydration, collisions, predators, and just drowning in open water. Some races have losses of 50 to 90%. Babies are used as bait. Many birds are raced using the widowhood system. They're kept separated from their partners or babies so that when they're released, they're desperate to get back and they fly back faster. They're exploited for better race times. Only the fastest birds are kept. The rest, often perfectly healthy, are killed because they're not profitable. They're not good enough. The transport for these races is long and stressful. The birds are packed into crates with thousands of birds they don't know over long distances. Sometimes without food and water, not very good ventilation. Even when they do have food, they're too stressed to eat. To most people, pigeon racing looks like a harmless hobby, but in reality, it is a blood sport disguised as tradition. Please join our fight to ban pigeon racing. Share this reel, share the information, share our posts, talk to other people about it. Next year, we hope to get a petition started to ban pigeon racing. We need your help. Please go to our mailing list, www.littlegreenpigeon.co.uk, so we can keep you up to date with our work and ask for a signature when the time is right. Thank you.
Right, now before we go and talk about what we're going to talk about this week, just want to mention quickly the video we've just put on. The Little Green Pigeon. Please give them some support. I think it's awful what goes on in pigeon racing. I didn't even know it still went on, did you?
No, it's something it's never spoken about. It doesn't cross anyone's mind, and it's something, you just, it's so unheard of, It's something that, like you say, you'd think would have happened in Victorian times.
Yeah, well, I have said to a few vegans just lately, and they said, oh, I didn't even realise it still went on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember, I think I may have even had an uncle that was sort of into it when I was younger. I know we used to sort of keep birds, but it's just horrible. Not very nice. So if you could head on over to the Little Green Pigeon. I'll put the website at the bottom of the screen there. And give them some support if you could. And I'm sure they'll be calling on you soon to sign petitions and stuff. So if you could, that would be great.
Yeah.
Right. This week, you want to talk about honey, don't you?
Yeah.
And the bees.
Yeah.
Can I just give a mention out to a couple of products that we've just noticed. First one is Violife have brought out like a cheese selection, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it's on the screen now. They have like 4 cheeses. I guess they've bought them out for Christmas. Like
like
a bit
a
of a
selection.
cheese platter.
Yeah.
Mature cheddar, smoked Gouda. I can never say that. Gouda, I think it is. Wenstyle with cranberries. So yeah, you're heading down the Christmas route there, aren't you? And Laurent Camembert. So give them a try. I might get a bit this week.
We've seen them in Sainsbury's, haven't we?
Yes. I haven't seen them anywhere else yet. Only Sainsbury's. But then I haven't been looking. So you may find them. I didn't see them in Tesco's.
No.
But they might be in Asda or Morrison's, wherever.
And I know last year Tesco's done their own, didn't they?
They did, yes.
So keep your eyes peeled, and in a few weeks' time we will do a Christmas special.
Yeah. I'm just looking here. You look a lot shorter than me here. I think you need to just come in just a tad. As in, go forward. There, that's better. Nasty.
Is that too much?
I think you need just tad. That's it. Stop. There we go. Right. The other one is some shower gels from Lidl. Lidl shower gels aren't ever expensive, as you know, it's obviously a cut price supermarket. They've got a new one out. Well, I think it's a new one. I haven't seen it before. Mandarin and lemongrass. Mm-hmm. And then you've got luxury spa ones, which are jojoba and also rose and magnolia. So give them a try. I think I bought some of the rose and magnolia. I haven't tried it yet.
I use a lovely one from Lidl's as well. It looks like a dupe for, that Lush, the brand Lush. Those lovely smelly bath bombs, and they do a really nice lavender sleep one, don't they?
That's right, they do. Yes, I think it's called Relax.
Yeah.
Yes, I've tried that before. So yeah, that is good. Right, so you want to talk about, before we've got the second part of the interview with Denis Nealis from Sentient Rights Ireland.
Yeah.
But before we go any further with that, you want to talk about the honey.
It's that grey area, isn't it, that a lot of vegans sort of like, is it or isn't it, all right to use? And, a lot of people don't really understand why they can't use it, because although they think that it's, well, the bees make the honey anyways. But so what it actually is so the bees make the honey, but they do make it for a reason. Mm-hmm. So their reason is it is their food. So predominantly they make it for the winter. Mm-hmm. But other times when food is also scarce, because obviously we're living in that time where seasons aren't always great. They're not the 4 set seasons anymore, and with global warming we really don't know what's going to happen, do we?
No.
So the bees need this honey more than ever, so they use it mainly for food in the winter, so they store it, and they also actually use it to feed their young as well. Mm-hmm. And they actually use it to as a heating. So what they do is they actually use it for energy, and they will vibrate their wings, and that to heat up the hive.
Oh, right. Oh, that's ingenious.
So it's a really nice heating mechanism for them.
Yeah.
So what they will do, everybody knows that they go and they collect the nectar from the plants. Mm-hmm. So what they will do is they will bring that back as they're even flying back to the hive. They'll start to break down that nectar in their what they call their honey stomach. Mm-hmm. So what they'll do is because it's quite liquidy, and then what they do is they regurgitate it to a worker bee. Mm-hmm. And then that worker bee, as it's sort of getting passed from bee to bee, because that will keep going from bee to bee, regurgitated each time, and it will break down the liquid, and each time we'll be adding more enzymes and breaking down the sugars into I think it's fructose and glucose, but anyway, so it breaks it into, because they really want to make it less liquidy and they want to make it more solid, because they'll make it into cells, and then they'll go into be stored for the winter, because if it's left in its liquid form, it can't be preserved, so it won't last that long.
Oh, right.
So the actual bees themselves are regurgitating it, passing it each time, regurgitating it, and breaking it down themselves in their own stomachs, ready to be stored and made into the honey cells.
Oh, right.
Yeah, which is quite interesting.
So they do need it then, because a lot of vegans think that, well, I say vegans who eat honey then, or claim to be vegan, they say, oh, well, they don't need it. Why would they produce it if they don't need it?
No, and they're so clever because they know how to, because they will evaporate, so they will use their wings then to evaporate like any excess water to help break down the water to store it as well. So they're so clever in what they do, and you don't actually realise we actually do need, bees are an essential part of our ecosystem. Because what they do is they help to pollinate the...
we've talked about this before, haven't we?
Yeah, and without them there'd be a lower yield of crops. And also they also help other wildlife as well, because obviously whilst they're doing that, okay, we might not eat certain berries or whatever, but the other wildlife do, don't they? It has a massive effect. You won't think that a little bee has such an effect on the ecosystem, but it really does.
Yeah.
So basically what we're trying to say is, so the honey is basically the bees' food, and they need it for the winter and survival, because then also it's a massive knock-on effect, because if they don't have that food for the winter, they won't survive. And then in knock-on effect, it knocks onto us, because then, it knocks onto the food and our system as well,
Well, I have heard that they substitute it. I don't know whether they do it all the time. I suppose they do. When the beekeepers, they substitute it with sugar. I have heard this. I don't know whether it's true or not. I did have a chat with somebody who keeps bees, and he said that they give them sugar. Why should they have sugar instead of their own stuff that they make?
No, because,
that's not natural.
Well, because this is, it's all part, they're supposed to be doing this. It's how their bodies are made to do this system, and it also gives them nutritional benefit as well, this nectar and this process that they've got.
Of course it does. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, isn't nature a beautiful thing? Mother Nature, absolutely beautiful. I mean, it just makes sense that all this time, they've been making it, and then suddenly humans come along and decide that, it belongs to us.
Well, you can try substitute it, but it won't have the exact same nutritional value as what the natural stuff does.
No.
It never will.
I have heard that you can make like a substitute honey by using dandelions.
Oh, okay.
Now, obviously, dandelions only come around like springtime. So I will probably give it a go. And if I do give it a go, we'll have it on here.
Yeah.
We'll see what it tastes
And
like.
there'll be no regurgitation involved.
No. Who wants to eat bee sick anyway? That's just basically what it is, bee sick, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway, this is bugging me because I'm a lot taller than you today. I reckon it's this chair. Now, while I fiddle about... Oh, hang on. Oh, I now got too far.
Right. To shrink down.
No, that's it. That's it. I think... Is that right? We should have done this before we started, really. Oh, Lordy. There. That'll do. We'll sort it out after Denis's the rest of Denis's interview.
Enjoy this interview.
Yeah. So this is Denis Nealis, from the co-founder of Sentient Rights Ireland. If you remember last week, his interview was so long, and I just didn't want to cut any of it because it was such a good interview. So I've broken it into two. So part one was on episode 17 that we had out last week, and this is part two. I was looking on your website.
Yes.
And you have a campaign about trying to get hospital food more plant-based.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
I've always said is a good idea. I've said that in Britain would be a great idea if they would roll it out, but it doesn't seem to have hit Britain too much yet.
It is. If we look at the food pyramid here that's been pushed forward, and a lot of the campaign actually came about by. Now we've had lots of anecdotal feedback from several members and several other people that we know who were vegan, who had experiences in hospitals, that the food they were offered wasn't great, or was non-existent, or they had to send out for something, and what was on the menu. So somebody is sick and they go to the hospital, they're not well, and they're being offered animal products. We know processed animal products since 2016 are deemed carcinogenic A1. So here they are, giving them in the hospital. So all this came into the thinking, and we decided, yes, we should contact the Minister for Health and impress upon them the need to make hospitals at least a healthy place to be. The same with school meals, we would like to see that happen as well.
Good.
And move the institutional thing. We supported the plant-based treaty in that they were trying to get colleges to go plant-based. They were trying to get institutions like local county councils to declare particular cities or particular areas to be plant-based. That has had marginal success here in Ireland, but it's quite successful, I think, in the UK, and that there are certain universities have come out, and it seems to be in Europe. If we look at the situation here in Galway, the university here in Galway, there's the most fantastic spread of vegan, it's like a veg bar that you can have for your lunch. There's about 15 to 20 options on it, and it's done by a catering company called Sodexo. And it's just I was up there one day to meet somebody up there, and it was just the best spread of vegan food I'd ever seen.
Wow.
You would not go away hungry. It was really happy munching, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way to go, to get the institutions to look at education, to look, and certainly at hospitals where health should be the thing. They're still pushing animal products on the food pyramid. They're still up, they're moving up the line. They've got them off the bottom or in the middle, but they're still there and they're saying, lower the portion. I mean, this is, small portions. This is straight out of the playbook that Drinkaware comes from, in that they're saying, 17 units, keep your measurements low, keep your consumption low. It doesn't work. It doesn't work with food either.
No.
I mean, there are no 2-ounce steaks being sold. There are no, you can't buy one rasher, you can't buy one sausage. These things aren't happening. So
No.
the idea of portion control, it's totally it's a false thing. These are industry-led campaigns, the same way as Drinkaware is a drinks industry campaign, and we have to look at disinformation and how the disinformation is being peddled, and we see that with something like cell meat from animal source, commonly known as lab meat. How different people say, it brings down the kill rate that you're responsible for, so it's suitable for vegans. No, it's not suitable for vegans. It can't be suitable for vegans because it comes from an animal.
I've thought, surely they've got to get that cell from an animal in the first place. So how can it be?
It's not vegan because it's from an animal by definition, and also it doesn't lower a vegan's responsibility for their kill rate, because the claims making that they do around this are in relation to if you're a meat eater. And this is how disinformation works, and I learned this from my climate activism. They take a statement that's basically true, they transplant it into a different context. So in this case, with the cell meat from an animal, if you're already a meat eater, and you go on to eating cell meat from an animal, you are lowering your kill rate responsibility somewhat. But if you're already vegan, you're at 0 kill. I'm not eating any steak, so it doesn't help if I start eating steak again. So as vegans, we do not reduce our kill rate responsibility, and that's twice that it's not vegan. It's not vegan because it doesn't lower the suffering, and veganism isn't about suffering anyways, it's about rights. But the claims that they make in relation to vegans is not true, and it's not vegan because it comes from an animal. So by definition it's not true. But there was a chef in Soho. He came from a French chef. He came to England in 2011. Good luck to the man. He's gone vegan in the last couple of years. And it was about the end of July, he was saying he was going to sell this meat in his vegan restaurant in Soho. And we sent him an email to tell him that is not vegan. Now, he hasn't responded, but I hope he takes it off the menu because it is not suitable for vegans. We don't eat, these other marginal things that are sometimes touted as being suitable for vegans, something like honey. Honey is not vegan either because it comes from an oppressed bee. And I think it's important to look at these. I don't think we should dwell on them too much, but it's important to clear up these grey areas that need a bit of light put on them, and bat away the false claims. And this is something that animal agriculture is learning. They're learning from the disinformation that came out of the climate debate. The climate disinformation, they operate in a way that they don't have to prove their disinformation. All they have to do is put in a little bit of doubt. Well, it might be, or it could be. So this is the problem with disinformation. It's very hard to argue against it. And it was the same with the cell meat until you take the notion of the two different contexts. Once it's in this context and then that in the vegan context, it is not a true statement.
No.
So.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
were you going to
okay.
say? Were you going to add to that?
No. Well, I was just thinking. I think from your questions and talking to you, we're very much on the same wavelength about veganism.
Oh yeah.
And how the message is so straight. I don't think we need to embellish it in any way, and I don't think we should sell it short either.
No.
I think it's just right as it is, and I think what we need to do is keep telling the truth about it.
I like that. Keep telling the truth. Yeah.
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 And I think that's all we have to do, and tell the extension to the truth. Not just concentrate on what happens around the slaughterhouse, but it's the animal being born into a world where they're already doomed. It's the whole thing. I remember years ago, a social worker was asked about, about crime and all that. They said, well, we know it's where people are born. It's where the crime comes from. This is poverty, abject poverty, although this doesn't account for white-collar crime. But we know if a farm animal is born, unless they're lucky enough to be rescued, they are doomed to a short, tortured life, and the end is going to be terrible. So we have to look at the whole thing in its entirety. And when we look at here in Ireland, we see all the animal rescues we have. These are farm animal rescues. I think there's a population now of about 1,000 rescued farm animals in all the different sanctuaries all over the country.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really, it's a testament to these are frontline workers who aren't getting any government support. There is a little bit of funding, but it's totally inadequate, and the lengths these people go to give these animals the best life. And there's one in particular that we have here in Ireland. It's Go Vegan World. You might have seen their ads on the tubes and the buses in England. That's the Go Vegan World. That comes from a farm sanctuary called Eden Farmed Animal Sanctuary in County Meath. And that person is Sandra Higgins.
Right.
So the animals that are used in the ads are the animals that live on the farm. They're actually rescued farm animals. So I think that's very comforting to know. This is telling the world this is how you can treat these animals. They're intelligent, they're fun, they have their characters, they have their personalities. They love to play, and they can be mischievous as well, just like all our companion animals at home.
Yeah. Do you think it's Do you get much resistance from... I mean, we lived in the west of Ireland. We lived in, as you know, Roscommon area.
Yes.
For 5 years.
Yes.
And like you said earlier, it's predominantly based about the meat industry, isn't it?
The meat industry in Ireland is quite big. It's got a big lobby, and it's always pushed back to rural Ireland pursuits and everything else. But I think that farmers are decent people. They're not the enemy. And
do you think they're just like trying to make a living? That's it.
I think they are. I mean, I come from a farming background. I have to say, once removed.
Oh, my daughter said to me to ask if any of you come from a farming background. She very often find this. Yeah.
I do. I mean, both my father and my mother were born on their respective family farms.
Right.
And my mother in County Roscommon and my dad in County Mayo, where I'm from. And I remember working on there was two lads in their family, in Dad's family, Uncle Johnny. I remember working on Uncle Johnny's farm, making hay, and we ourselves saved turf and did the bog. And so I'm aware of that life. And farmers aren't the enemy. Restaurants aren't the enemy either. I think the issue here for us, and I think this is what we have to grasp in terms of our activism, it's speciesism, which is this attitude, or a failure in attitude or failure in action to afford respect to animals. I think that's the message that we have to get across. That's what we're trying to do in our advocacy. It's a bit like racism, it's a bit like sexism. There was an anti-racism demo in Dublin a few weeks ago. A few of us went up to it, and we handed out our flyers. We were advocating within their demo, and we got a great reception there. We even met several people who were vegan, and we met some of the politicians there. Prominent politician in Ireland, Paul Murphy. He works with the People Before Profit. And he willingly took a flyer and had a look at it. So we're trying to get that message across that, okay, you're worried about racism and of course sexism. Well, here's speciesism. There's another ism as well. And if we can get all these going together, then we're really going to make this a much better world. And we got a great reception that day. And even a couple of people said to me, well, I never ever heard the word speciesism before. This is the first in my life.
Well, they're all the same, aren't they? It's discrimination at the end of the day.
That's exactly the word, discrimination. And I think this entirety of the message in all the topics that we've touched on here, I think that's the message that we need to get across to people. The whole narrative about how everything is wrong. It's not just one thing. It's not just how awful this is. I mean, I'm not trying to say, nothing terrible happens in a slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouses are terrible places. I've seen animals being slaughtered in more than one location. And I think we have to tell the whole story. To get the message across and to show how unnecessary it is as well. And as we live our lives, and reaching out to every vegan or plant-based person, as we live our lives, we are that message. We're giving that message out that this is the way you can do it. I find, and especially here in Galway, where I work a lot, the reception is great. People are willing to listen. We're not standing on a footpath or marching up and down a street with a big loud hailer, angry and giving out and pushing people away from us. We're there with our banner and our messaging, our posters. We put a bit of writing with a poster. We sometimes feature different single issues to bring people towards us.
I was going to say, do you get a lot of people approach you?
We do.
Yeah.
People come up and they'll say we're vegan. So if we come across a vegan, they might say something like, we never knew there was a political party for animal rights. And our standing order is if we meet new vegans, we try and recruit them. Not everybody who's vegan wants to be active in a political party or be in any way active. They're private individuals. The private citizens who went vegan, and that's how they live their life. They might even have something like, say, social anxiety and not be able to do a demo, but they could join or they could do work in the background. some talent that they have, some skill that they have in their life skill. That could be a thing as well. So they don't need to be out on the footpath. But I find activism on the footpath, I find it exhilarating. Meeting people, the energy that you get from people, the goodwill. I remember one time, this old lady, and she's going, "What's this about?" This for animals. We said, "Yes, it's for animals." So she counted out 265 out of her purse, a little purse. It was a Friday, so she was going for a pension. She says, "That's all I have. I've only a bit of coin fee," and. It was very emotional. It was a very emotional thing, this goodwill for animals. I mean, she wouldn't want to go into the nuance of animal rights or whatever. She just wants to help animals. So that groundswell of goodwill for animals is there. We just need to tap into it and tell people the entirety of the message of what's happening to animals, how it's impacting the world, and not focus on one issue, but get the whole narrative out. This is, I suppose, the narrative of truth.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Rochelle gave me a couple of questions to ask you.
Who's?
Rochelle.
Rochelle.
She's my daughter who does the podcast with
me. Is that Rachel, is it?
Yeah, well, Rochelle. Rochelle, yeah.
Because my daughter's Rachel as well.
Oh, right. Oh, lovely.
Rochelle, yes.
Yeah. But she was wondering how you fundraise to keep the party going.
We fundraise in two different ways. We get donations from time to time.
Sure.
And we also get a membership. So everybody.
We saw the membership. Yeah.
So if you run waste, it's €10, and we're not that pushed about it either. You know, we have the renewals coming up now next month in November. Mm-hmm. So just hoping we get some more money in, and then we have a wish list for things we would like. So if there's any very wealthy people out there. We would like to have a full-time administrator and be able to afford somebody who could be at their desk in the morning. We're fully running on volunteers.
I was going to say, this isn't, because this is another question of hers.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't your main job, no?
Well, I'm retired.
Right, yeah.
I worked all my life in retail and other jobs, mostly in retailing. Worked in event management and catering as well. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm retired now, so that's why.
That's where your organisational skills come in.
I'm very lucky with the people I work with here. We have a fantastic team, and I learn so much from them all. Everybody has their own skill set.
I was going to say, I think you do anyway when you're in this. Yeah.
Yeah, we freely pool our, what we know and our information, and we talk, and different people are good at different things, and if we're blessed with the amount of experts that have joined us and the amount of people who come from rescue, and we see their dedication to animals, how they will answer the phone in the middle of the night and go out and save an animal. We have people who have been in activism since the 1970s.
Really?
Yeah, and they're still going, and I've learned so much from them. It was with them I did demos in the first instance. This was the demo outside Shelburne Dog Track. That's the main dog track in Dublin, in Ireland. And learn how to do demos, and just turn up on time and put in your shift and get the job done. And it's from all these people, all the grassroots people, all the people who are in our group are involved in other groups as well. Some of them are involved in grassroots organisations, some of them are involved in rescue, some of them come from an academic background. I'm not going to start mentioning names.
No.
I don't think that'd be fair. I don't have permission to do that anyway.
No, of course not.
It's this mix, it's this milieu that we throw everything into, and one person helps another, and it's the sense of camaraderie.
Yeah.
And working with people who are like-minded, and the support is there. We do social meetups as well. usually after Christmas at Lone, Dublin. We tried a few down south as well.
I was going to say, do you get people from just across the country?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
all corners.
We have people from everywhere in Ireland now, and we've started to decentralise our groups in that we had kind of one big membership group. We were on Messenger for a while. We moved over from Messenger to WhatsApp, and then we had another group. It's called a focus group. Then we did a think tank group. So we're starting to break those up now and move people to regional groups, which would be more in line with a political party.
That's good. It just shows it's growing.
Yes, and where we have, say, 5 or more people in a county, that's enough to start our group off on. I mean, you can do a demo with 4 people. It's about ideal. If you have too many people, it can be a bit threatening for the individual coming down the line. But 4 people is ideal, I find, for a demo. And you can get maximum amount of flyers out. People can go for a wander up and down the street. Where we do the demo in Galway is we're a bit away from the centre. We used to go down the city centre, Shop Street, but we found it was too busy. There was too much going on down there. There was buskers, there was tours, walking tours. And we were trying to compete with all this. We have now a nice place near all the train and bus stations in Galway. So we meet lots of people coming in from the county.
Sure.
So we're actually, even though we're doing the demo in Galway City, we're getting people from all over, and we're getting visitors as well. We're getting all the visitors come in. So that's the whole idea of doing the decentralised groups, to get them into the county, because politics is local after all. And we're encouraging any of our people who have ambitions to be a local representative, like a long time before you stand for election, you need to have been working within the community, different community groups, so that the people know you.
Yeah, get a bit of experience.
Yes, and what it's like, what public service is like, and the giving, and so that when you do go for election, then you're well known, as opposed to say a celebrity or something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
We find, and with people who did take the plunge and stood for election the first time, that they actually enjoyed it, and they had people coming up to them afterwards. I gave you my number 1, and these were people who had been involved in activism their whole life, and suddenly they're getting this recognition. So it was nice, it was lovely to get it, and I think that's kind of where we're at now. We're looking to change the hearts and the minds of people, and compete out there. We have something that is unmatched. We have no fear of competing. If we see what's going on in Europe at the moment, the way they're trying to get, burgers and sausages, plant-based, trying to get them removed. The meat industry are running in fear. They know they can't compete with us. Where you have plant-based and where you have meat, people are starting to choose to have something different. For years and years, for centuries, animal agriculture had no competitor.
Yeah.
In this country, it was fish on a Friday. That was about the height of it. But now, when they've come up against plant-based, they cannot compete. They're not competing on price. They can't compete on ethics. They cannot touch it.
No.
So that's why they don't want the names to be the same. Where they're put one against the other, they're just not going to make it. So we can compete and we can win, and that's the whole point about it. In every way, our message is just so perfect. It's without a blemish. It's without a flaw. There is no negative in everything.
Yeah.
Everything we're saying is positive. We're not saying don't do this. We're saying this is how you should go. The one thing that I forgot to say, we were talking about earlier on, and we kind of moved on.
Yeah.
We looked to Denmark. This is in the transformation part of the conversation. We looked towards Denmark. They had, we were talking to our counterparts there, we had a meeting with them. They had a kind of an extreme weather event over there in relation to their foreshore and their marine activity around their country. And they got such a fright, the government, because they're not particularly left government, they're more right-wing than anything else, but they realised, yes, we have to take some action for animal agriculture and emissions. So they're starting to give grants to growers in Denmark based on nutrient value for human consumption.
Really?
Yes, this is a new concept. And you have 76% of farmers are growers over there, not necessarily exclusively, would be maybe mixed farming. So we talked to them there, so that's what we were trying to get. We got emails out to the Minister for Agriculture here in Ireland and all the junior ministers and all the other TDs and councillors and MEPs as well. And it's interesting to note that the Minister for Agriculture in Ireland is actually a dairy farmer, so it's going to be hard to talk to him. But of all the industries that can change, I mean, it would be the easiest industry to move over from dairy to plant-based. That would be the easier because they have everything in there that you need for the management of liquids. So that would be an easy industry to change. The message is all good. Germany have copied Denmark to an extent. The grants aren't quite at the level, but then again it's a bigger country. And when we hear reports from Berlin and different cities in Germany, the amount of plant-based food that's available over there in the restaurants, it's just kind of the way to the future. So so that's the bit I'd forgotten in terms of the transformations. Yeah. That's what we would like to replicate.
It's all hopeful, isn't it?
I think there is so much to be positive about it, to bring about, and I think our expectations and our realizations of what we can achieve and what time frame it's going to be in, I think that's something we should manage carefully, our expectations, and not put them too high, because we're trying to do social change. And where you're trying to change society, it is a slow change.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably don't see it from year to year, but it is happening, and I think we should keep our spirits up and not lose faith, not lose heart, and not fall down into the mediocrity of animal welfare, but stick to the excellence of animal rights and keep pushing for it. We have veganism, we have the rise of veganism, and we have the climate. We have so many things that tell us this is the right way to go. And I think we should stay on track and push for animal rights.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
I think you're right there.
Yeah.
Rochelle was saying as well, she was saying about your community energy projects.
Community energy now. Let me think about that one. Well, what you're talking about in terms of the community energy is that local communities can go together to buy areas sort of like land and put I did a little bit of work in climate first, which previously mentioned with One Future and Extinction Rebellion. And with One Future we used to meet with the PPNs. These were the partnerships. There's about 500 of them. They're run out through the county councils in Ireland, the local authorities, and there is a lot of community work being done there. And something like buying land, it could be maybe for planting trees, it could be for solar panels.
I was going to say solar panels.
Yeah,
it's quite popular in Britain, isn't it?
Yeah. The other one, the turbines, they probably don't lend themselves to be community in that they're quite a big structure.
You get an awful lot of resistance over that, don't you, here in Ireland?
You do, yeah, and I mean, it's overblown about what it is. There was research done by an academic here. We sent somebody along to listen to their talk in Galway University, and we're talking about the impact on wild birds, marine birds, and what the research they did showed that there was displacement of about 5 birds in this particular colony.
Right.
For the year. Now that's not something nice, and it's not something you'd want. The rise in temperature is not uniform around the globe. We know the temperature is rising, because of global warming. There's huge spikes, and they can happen over the seas, and that's accounts mostly for the huge kills of wildlife. So this is something that's not appreciated, and obviously is that the Audubon Society and all the wildlife, they're all protective of wildlife, and of course we are as well. We're aware of what might happen to wildlife. The biggest impact on wildlife on land is animal agriculture. That's the biggest wild habitat loss. So this needs to be put into perspective. The biggest hurt to marine life is fishing and then fish farming. And when we look at this food chain that's going on to feed farmed animals, 50% of all fish, all caught fish, go to feed farmed animals. And
I didn't know that fact myself till recently.
it's very scary.
Yeah.
So it's either farm animals that are being fed or they're going back to farmed fish. And then we know from, again, James O'Donovan, the research on fish farm fish, where are they going? A third of fish farm fish from West Africa are going to feed animals in Europe, farm animals in Europe.
Really?
Yeah, that's the statistics there. I don't have the world figures, but it's reasonable to assume that if that's happening there, it's happening everywhere. These things are not happening in isolation.
No.
Sometimes it's hard to get good statistics, but our world and data are fairly reliable. There's another company as well, Statistica, but I think you have to pay for that. So if somebody has, the ability to get behind the paywall, we'd love to hear from you on that one. But I don't think there'll be that much difference anyway. Although I did look at some work that Statistica did, and I didn't like the way they were messing around with the figures. You can, what's called, move the goalposts a little bit, and then it skews the figures out. You really have to be careful and drill down on what do they mean when they say this thing, the different terms. Because they're doing that now with climate change and the targets that they're setting for animal agriculture. They're not talking about net zero anymore. They're talking about holding where they are, in that they would want the emissions not to rise. That's not the same as reducing emissions.
No.
Just kind of standing still. We need to move down the emissions.
Yeah,
There's no point in staying where we are. So the pressure has to be kept on, and we have to be all aware of it. And from a point of view of Sentient Rights Ireland, we reach out to all other groups under the banner of Common Cause. If it's climate group, well, we work with climate. If it's something like the anti-racist protest with all the other individual minorities that are here in Ireland, we reach out to all those as well. We do email campaigns just to touch base, and we welcome in everybody and anybody from all walks of life. The only thing that you have to be a member of Sentient Rights Ireland is you have to be over 18 and you have to be a resident in Ireland. But we also have a lot of...
You have to be a resident in Ireland, do you?
To be part of the registration process. But we have people who are in the UK, they're in the USA, they're in Scotland, different countries in Europe, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Philippines, who are members. We call them overseas members. We first started our overseas membership with a member who was originally from Donegal, but then they moved to Dublin for a while. This was somebody coming near the work, then they were coming near their retirement, and then they moved to one of the Channel Islands. So that's when we started our overseas residents, because they wanted to keep supporting us, they wanted to stay in touch, and we wanted to stay in touch with them. So that's when we set up our OSR, overseas residents, and they're now part and parcel of what Sentient Rights Ireland is about. Many of the people that work with us are from other countries. They just happen to be living in Ireland. And we work with people who are activists from across the water. Andy Atkinson comes to mind, and various other people who are involved in animal rights. And we're happy to work with anybody from anywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's, pardon the pun, it's good to cast your net wide, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is. It is indeed.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
So do you ever do any, like, investigations?
Let me see now. We ourselves aren't involved in anything. We're a political party. We're aware of...
I didn't think you were.
No, we're not. No, it's not part of our brief.
No.
We don't do rescue either. We know people who do that, lots of our people come from a rescue background.
Sure.
A rescue isn't always about buying an animal. Sometimes it's about taking an animal from a terrible situation, which legally would probably mean that you're actually breaking the law, but that has to happen sometimes. It's morally right to do this, and other investigations then that happen, we pass information on where we hear about it to bodies that we know would be interested in it and who have the wherewithal to get in touch with other people who have the wherewithal to do investigations. But it's not something that we
get involved in.
No, we address ourselves to the body politic and to the public. That's where we're, and to the media, of course. So we are lucky here with media here in Galway. We actually got an article in a local newspaper here talking about animal rights. I think it was the first time it was done in print media here in Ireland, where they said this group want to end all animal agriculture and all use of animals. It's only a small article in the local City Tribune here in Galway City, but we were really chuffed about that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that leads me on to the last question that Rochelle usually asks.
Oh?
If you had a meat eater now sitting in front of you, say it was a farmer, what is the one seed that you could plant inside them to change their mind, or try and change their mind?
I would say to them, if you could see your way to living in a more humane way, a more compassionate way, and increase every other facet of your lifestyle, would you take that opportunity? And the obvious answer to that has to be yes, I would, and let's go vegan. It's that simple.
That actually brings tears to my eyes, because I think that is, very touching.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think that embodies of what your organisation is about, I think.
Yeah, it is that. It's getting the good message out and how everything else can be the same. And I know a lot of time we get tangled up in the day-to-day stuff and what we're confronted with, and the frustrations that you go through. And what's nice about the chat here is that it provokes me to think and to get into this wide, expansive mode where you're not looking for an instant solution to something or an expediency of having to do something, but just to afford us the time to talk. And I suppose we should thank the people here in Park House Hotel. I just saw the owner pass up there for allowing us this scope to have a nice friendly chat here in the corner, and it's been really good to us. And I know we've come in here from time to time, we get back from somewhere, and because it's a nice place, and they go out of their way to make a vegan option.
Do they do vegan food in here?
They do vegan options, yeah.
Oh, right.
I had the most beautiful salad. The lettuce was just a scrunchiness about it. Once they realised there's two vegans, and just a little bowl of chips with it as well. I forget what it was. I think it was avocado, and they had a kind of a stir fry. Just the attention to service here, the old style service, which I worked in catering myself, everything from waiter to hall porter to manager, and it just went out of the way to make it really nice for us. So well done, Park House Hotel, Foster Street, Galway.
Is there any questions that you want to ask?
I don't know, was it actually part of the official thing, but on a lighter note, you have a vegan gathering next August in Ireland. I think it's in Carlow.
Yes, it is indeed, yeah.
And just wondered, did you want to put a bit of a plug out for that? Just like, I'm just imagining people from England watching the podcast.
Right.
Who may want to even come over. Can they come over at camp? Can they?
Yeah, yes, we Féile Vegan 26. It's on the 14th, 15th and 16th of August in Lesnava House and Gardens, Rathvilly, County Carlow. It's just about over an hour from Dublin. Or you can, if you're coming from Wales, you can nip up from Fishguard to Rosslare, pop up. It's in the southeast. We had people from the UK last year. It was a lovely woman from Cumbria. Herself and her son came over, and she said, I have to tell you, she said, you're better than Vegan Camp Out.
Oh.
Your talks,
Rivalry.
what?
Rivalry.
This is customer affirmation. She's from Cumbria, and she said she's coming back next year, and she wants a table. She wants to do essential oils.
All right.
Yeah, so it's the setting is just so beautiful. It's in County Carlow. The people who own the house, they do market gardening from their Victorian gardening, all done in organic. They have 2 resident little pigs who are rescued pigs from My Lovely Pig Rescue. Oh. And the man of the house, there's William and Emily is the woman of the house. Their 11th generation continuous ownership.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a really special place. It's built in the 1700s, and he grows organic oats under license for Flahavans. They're the local porridge producers here in Ireland. But probably most people in Ireland would have grown up eating Flahavans Progress Outlets. So that's the setting. There's a forest there. And it's just a lovely, lovely place. We knew the minute we heard about it, and the time we went down to do the first site meeting in January or February, and the weather wasn't great, but it just had a magic about it in high summer. And we were so blessed this year, the first one in 2025, with the local artist who's vegan, Sharon Shannon. But we're looking further afield this year. We're talking to Mobius Loop. I'm not sure if we can get them, but we might be able to get them. And inadvertently, but not on purpose, we've gone head to head with Vegan Camp Out. It's on the same weekend, but that was just because they changed their date, but also it's the only window we could get to get production people, and we just thought we'd stick with it because it's the same weekend the Woodstock happened.
Oh, right.
In 1969.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not? Let's keep the tradition going. And there's still photographs from people with the legendary signs, stop eating animals and all that.
Yeah.
So
when did this actually start? Is this the second year?
This is the second year this year. It was an idea that started off in the Vegan Society. We're not connected to the Vegan Society officially now, even though several of our people are members there.
Yeah.
It's not for profit. Féile Vegan is an independent entity of its own. It's a not for profit charity. To promote veganism and to help the rescued animal charities. That's what we're here for. That's our express purpose in life. And we have a fantastic team of great people who have experience in what they're doing. And by and large, everybody is vegan themselves. So it's a pleasure to work with them. And we're just trying to put it together. The Dublin Veg Fest hadn't happened for a while. And the Irish Veg Fest was cancelled in Belfast. That's the ones that were being done by the Far Away charity out of Newcastle. So that was kind of the impetus. Well, we really should have something for vegans to socialise, and there was a lot of children at this one, and vegan children, and everybody. The reports back was just so complimentary. They had a great time. They were playing. There was a certain amount of things that were organised, obviously, but then just they were kicking football on the lawn outside the house. These things just started up, and all ages were involved. So everybody had a great time, and the reports were, it's good. So that's why we're going again the second year.
Good.
So, and thank you, Lydia, for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Oh, no, thank you. You've been so interesting. It really is interesting. And
You have to decide which one to go to now.
yeah, we will. Because
There's only one choice.
So that was a brilliant interview.
Yeah,
with
definitely.
Denis Nealis. What I will say, what a passionate guy about veganism.
knows everything off by, you know, he doesn't have any notes with him.
No.
You know?
But then I guess if you are really passionate about something,
Yeah.
you don't need notes, do you? Because, I mean, it's coming from here, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
What I will say is I've always said that about the hospital food.
Yeah, because if they know it's carcinogenic, so why are they, you know, still offering it?
Yeah. Carcinogenic, by the way, just in case anybody doesn't know, it means cancer causing. Yeah, why? Not only that, but do you remember when Kaz, that's one of my other daughters, she had her baby in hospital then, her eldest, and she had to stay in hospital for I think she had a bit of an infection, and she's vegetarian, but I didn't like the food choices in there for her. It was basically, I think it was pretty rubbish, really, what they were serving up.
Yeah, I think when I was in, there wasn't an awful lot of vegan when I was having my son. There was a lot, and a lot of the options were like, you know, like rice pudding or, you know, an omelette or, you know, which isn't vegan. So,
Yeah.
You know.
I was going to say an omelette's not vegan, so.
Or soup. I think I lived off soup, I think. So.
And I mean, when you're in hospital and you're ill, you need your nutrition. You need building up, don't you? You need your vitamins.
Yeah.
So what better way to do it than naturally through food? So he's absolutely right. They're trying to get the campaign in to get it in hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be done across the board. I think it should be done over here, everywhere. Yeah, I think they're doing a good thing there. And I think the way he talks about, I know I said it last week, that it shouldn't be about animal welfare, because it should be animal rights, because it's a grey area, isn't it? It makes it.
It's not acceptable to keep abusing these animals as long as you treat them right.
Yeah, I was going to say, it makes it sound like, oh yeah, as long as we treat them humanely.
Yeah, it's a bit like me
it's
saying,
all right to eat them and kill them and eat them.
I'm going to give you a good life, but you're only going to live till you're about 50. But I'm going to kill you, but it's okay. I'm going to kill you and eat you, but I'm going to give you a good life leading up to it, so it's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, please don't. But, yeah. And I like the way that his party is just made up of all different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all support each other. And by the sound of it, they've sort of like got friends in other countries as well.
Yeah, a nice network going along, which is really lovely.
Yeah,
nice
and they really look into what other countries their models are for veganism. So I like that. It's definitely a growing party. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's quite beautiful about the way that, I know this is obviously going off subject a little bit, but it's you know, the way that the world's sort of gone with technology and things, you know, some of the positives from social media, networking, you know, internet, you can do a lot of this networking online from, you know, worldwide, which is really good.
Yeah, I think so. But I think that, I mean, their goal is to end speciesism, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think is quite achievable to a point in Ireland anyway, as good as like anywhere really. Put it this way, from my own experience, I think the Irish people, bless them, I think they do listen. I think as a nation, as people in general, they do listen. And if that's the case, there should be animal rights. Speciesism shouldn't go on. The thing about like killing animals and eating animals shouldn't go on. So if they just listen to the veganism point, then the speciesism point, then I think they would take it on board. Because they are...
I think they need to, because there's a lot of things they need to tackle, isn't there? Like the expense, the education, and what, eating vegan and what you can have.
Exactly. It's all about educating people. And I think that that's what I'm trying to get across is like, you're right. If they educate people, the Irish are a nation that are willing to listen, I think.
Yeah.
So, I forgot I was going to say something else there.
It's quite good how he says about, again, like working with the farmers, because obviously, everybody wants to make a living, we need everyone needs money, of course. So working with them and, coming up with different ideas on how they can make money.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, there's lots of farmers over there. They've got to make a living somehow. So if they can get them to transition, that would be great.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's quite achievable in Ireland.
Yeah, I think so. Because there's a lot of, he definitely knows all his facts and figures,
Yeah.
So, I definitely think from what he's been saying.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, as I hope it would be achievable everywhere, really.
Yeah, and I liked, what he had to say about the, because there's that controversy about the lab-grown meat as well. Because obviously that, like we were saying, that cell still got to come from
It's got to come from another animal.
So from an ethical point of view, that's still taking something from an animal, isn't it, really?
And he's right, absolutely right. It's not going to benefit vegans because our kill rate is 0 anyway.
Yeah.
So how's it going to benefit a vegan? I suppose the only way is like you might get the odd vegan that might miss the taste or feel or texture of meat. But the thing is, you can get things like the Beyond meat is so close to meat. Why would you need
actually get some? I mean, recently, every so often supermarkets will do some really good offers on the Beyond meat, like the burgers as well. So, and sometimes it can actually work out cheaper too, and more cost effective to be vegan.
Yeah.
Than
Yeah.
So
I think you're right there. But I completely go with what he's saying. It shouldn't be about animal welfare because that blurs lines. It should be about animal rights. We should all be the same. Like you say, would you kill a human? As long as you kept it all right, kept them, him or her, all right, that makes it all right to kill and eat them. Anyway, the other thing he mentioned is I hope I'm saying this right, Féile Vegan, their version of Vegan Camp Out.
Yes, near the end of the interview.
Yeah. It's just going to mention it's in their second year, as mentioned in the interview. It's on August the 14th, 15th and 16th, 2026 in a place called Lisnavagh House and Gardens, Rathvilly, County Carlow. It's a shame of it is it's on the same weekend as Vegan Camp Out.
Yeah.
Now, I think I heard him say in the interview there that he was going to try and get Moby. They had Sharon Shannon last year. And they're going to try and get Moby. Now, I'd be voting with my feet if they get Moby, I'm afraid. It's a really difficult choice.
Yeah, I mean, definitely have a little look at it and look into it. Look out for flyers, campaigns, anything you can see leading up to it, because it definitely be one to check out, wouldn't it?
If we get any more information on it, we'll tell you. Last but not least, just want to say a big thank you to the Park Hotel at Foster Street near Eyre Square in Galway for letting us do the interview there.
Yeah, that was really, really kind of them.
And apparently they do good vegan food in there, according to Denis. So if ever you're over in Galway...
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Apart from that, I think that's about it. Apart from thanking Denis.
Yeah, big thank you to Denis.
Yeah, huge thank you to Denis for taking the time out to grace us with an interview.
Yeah.
It was very interesting and I'm so glad I've done it.
Yeah, and I
learned
was
so much.
quite jealous that I wasn't there.
I know, you'll have to meet him next time.
Yeah.
Next time we're in Ireland together. Or you go and meet him yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy, as all of the vegans over in Ireland.
Yeah.
And the vegans over here, the vegans across the world. Good people.
Yeah, I will say that about vegans. I think we tend to sort of flock together, and it's just a nice community, really. Everyone helps each other out, and everyone's so kind and loving.
That's what he said in the interview, actually, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm yet to meet a horrible vegan, if there is such one.
No, no, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I suppose we better go. I won't say it's good night from me and it's good night from him again, because you didn't understand that joke last week, did you?
No, but I might get it now.
Yeah. Well,
So it's a good night from me.
Yeah. Well,
and a good night from him.
Oh, thank you. What I will say is, if you can do anything today, I can't say it now. If you want to do something today positive, go and do a random act of kindness.
Yeah.
Be kind. And apart from that,
try not to eat honey, because you're just going to take it from the bees.
Yeah, don't eat honey.
Yeah.
Don't eat honey.
Yeah,
don't eat eggs.
Yeah, don't try. Just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, don't be a vegan that claims you're vegan and still eats honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you next time.